So first, this is the Fifth Court of Appeals, and it is very important for our community as well as the surrounding community. It has jurisdiction over 6 counties here in North Texas: Collin, Dallas, Rockwall, Grayson, Kaufman, and Hunt. And so what the Fifth Court of Appeals says controls for all residents of those 6 counties. Give you a little bit of a civics lesson, rewind. There's 3 levels of courts in Texas. You've got your trial courts where you have your Perry Masons and Matlocks and admission of evidence and all that stuff in front of a jury. Then you have an intermediate court of appeals. None of that exciting stuff happens in the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals decides cases in 3-judge panels. There are 13 judges on the court, 3 decide each case. And they're just looking at what the trial court did to make sure, did they apply the law correctly, was the evidence correct? And then from the Fifth Court of Appeals, it can go up to our 2 state high courts. There's the Supreme Court for civil disputes and the Court of Criminal Appeals for criminal disputes. Those courts, they get to choose how many cases they decide each year. And each of those high courts only decides about 80 cases from across the entire state every year. Only a handful of those come from the Fifth Court of Appeals. The Fifth Court of Appeals decides between 1,500 and 1,800 cases every year. So, except for 2 or 3 cases a year, the Fifth Court of Appeals, those 1,500 to 1,800 cases are going to be what's controlling for everybody who lives in those 6 counties. So it's a very important bench.